Alright, the next thing I want to show you how to do with the audio is how to add narration or voiceovers. You're going to be adding a track here where you can add your own voice to the movie, and that's going to be really helpful for our commercials, for our PSA, and definitely for our news teams. And to do that, you first need to make sure your microphone is connected. You can do that by going to Edit, Preferences, and then Audio Hardware. You may need to pause and kind of do this with me. Then you need to go to ASIO Settings and go over to the Input tab. And you need to make sure that the microphone is selected. We're going to be using some headphone microphones, or possibly another option. And whatever microphone we use, you just need to make sure that it's checked on the Input tab. Then you can hit OK. And OK. Now, to do the narration, you're going to go to Tools and Narration. And you want to actually set the blue slider where you want to start talking. So I'm going to take this back to the beginning. You can see now that I've made sure my microphone is connected. It's actually picking up my talking on the mic sensitivity. You want it to be kind of ending up somewhere in the middle. You don't want it to go all the way to the end, but you definitely don't want it to stay on the left-hand side. It should be kind of going up to the middle area as you're talking. And then when you're ready, you just hit record. And it's going to start playing your movie, and you can do your narration or your talking as the movie plays. You definitely want to make sure the mute audio while recording button is selected. So if I needed to record some talking for this movie, I just hit record, and it counts down 3, 2, 1, and then it starts playing. So this is where you would start talking about your movie, either reading your script or explaining what's going on. So in this case, I could say, this is some video from a goo lab that we did, and these are all of the samples that we made. And after the lab, we ended up combining all of the goo from students who never came to pick it up. And now I'll just hit done. And now you can see the narration down here. And for whatever reason, I found that it actually doesn't play when you hit play. So I found the easiest way to fix that is to drag it back up to the audio line. And now you can see all the bumps from my talking. And if I press play now, you guys may not hear this, but it actually will play what is being said. You can again zoom in and actually see the talking. One little tip, when you see these bumps, if they don't go up and down very far, it's probably too quiet. So I'm going to probably turn this up a little bit, and that should help it be a little bit better. You can edit the audio just like you edit the video. So if there's places where you made a mistake, you could trim off the end. If there was, like right over here, I think I made a little mistake, I can actually hit cut, and then I could trim off this little mistake part, and now that little mistake is gone. So really helpful when you're recording your audio, your narration, or your voiceover. If you make a mistake, it's easiest just to stop talking, wait a second, and then keep going. Just try again. And it's really not that difficult to just go in, hit the scissors to cut, and then you could trim off. Oops, you need to make sure you're on that. Then you could trim off a little mistake if you made one. Alright, so that's just a very quick overview on how you're going to use the narration tool. Again, that's under Tools, Narration. And then the thing to do is to practice a few times before you actually record, and then you'll be ready to record your narration.